Hey, what's up, folks? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around the world. Welcome to Pastor Jerone TV. I hate my hair. I wish I can get my hair cut. Barbershops are closed, man. This is crazy. I want this stuff to end. But look, let me get your opinion on something. Let me kind of pick your brain real quick. Do you think this virus is an act of God, as the insurance say? It's an act of God. You think it's an act of God? Or an act of nature? You think it's natural? Is that what you think? You think this thing came from monkeys and zoo creatures, and as recently they said a tiger got coronavirus? That's a bunch of hogwash. If he did get it, they shot him up with it just to meet their narrative, you know. I don't believe it's an act of God. I think it's an act of man. And if it did have some components of animals in it, it's because they did it in a laboratory. Right? I got a notification from YouTube in my inbox, and they're telling me what I can and cannot say about the coronavirus. It's really strange. It's odd. It's strangely odd that YouTube would insert itself into the conversation of the people, into the freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and try to tell us what we can and cannot say about a pandemic that everybody's talking about. Very strange. And when I look at the posture of China, I look at the posture of the media and the politicians, the Democrat politicians, it makes me sense that there's something deeper beyond just a shutdown, just a virus, and so on and so forth. One thing to look for, one for sure sign to look for, that they want to crash the American economy, is that when President Donald Trump begins to attempt to open up the American economy and people go back to work, you're going to get resistance from the major companies, from the banks, from the politicians, from the governors of liberal states, New York, California, you know, Minnesota, Pennsylvania, you know, all the liberal states. And most of those states where they ban hydroxychloroquine because they know it heals people. They know it's getting rid of this coronavirus. Now see, that's a violation right there. I just violated the YouTube policy by saying that hydroxychloroquine helps cure the coronavirus. It's insane what's really going on. This is like China. It's like China. What do you think? You think this is man-made? You think it's a God thing? You think man did this, or you think God did this, or did nature do this? I think it's a man-made thing. You look at Bill Gates, you look at Fauci, all these different evil people. They're planning to try to destroy the economy, right? Because they think that's the only way to get Trump out of office. That's not going to get Trump out of office. Now, you've killed a bunch of innocent people. Well, they don't think they're innocent because this is a part of their revenge too for people voting Trump in. This is a part of their punishment. And we're all being punished for supporting Trump, and they're making us stay inside and not have an economy because we voted for Trump. And this is their little backlash. Okay? When God gets us on our feet again, when he restores us, when he blesses us to get up again, we have got to vote Democrats out of power. We have got to vote Democrats out of power. Okay? Why do I say that? Because they're the ones that want to give our country away to immigrants. They're the ones that are emptying out the jails of criminals, violent criminals, drug dealers, in order to arrest citizens for not obeying their lockdown rules. They're the ones that are trying to force infanticide on us, all different types of sexual perversions. They're the ones that are doing everything, lying, conniving, using the media to create unrest in America because they are not in power. We haven't had rest since Trump ain't been in office. We haven't had rest, and they won't let the country rest. They refuse to. They refuse to. See, because listen, they have been running this country the way they wanted to do it all this time, right? America is a company, it's a business, right? And they've ran this scheme as if it's a democracy that we can vote someone in, but all these years we hadn't been voting the person in that we wanted. It's been the person they wanted. But God, through his sovereign power, dealt the cards so much so that Donald Trump got in and messed up their whole game, and this is why they all messed up. This is why they want him out. People say they all got the same wings. It's one bird with different wings. And well, Donald Trump is not that, because if it was the case, they wouldn't be trying to kick him out. They wouldn't be going to such lengths and measures as they're doing now to remove one man from office. Why would they do that? Why would a kingdom that's divided against itself like that and still expect to stand? All right? So that ideology doesn't fly. It means that Donald Trump is not a part of that bird. That's what that means. Okay, look, let me know what you think. But I know America's getting frustrated, and we're not going to take this much longer. Okay? We need to go back to work. We need to go, all the numbers that they've had. They made room for hospitals. They had extra ships. They've had extra ventilators. All this stuff, and they didn't even need it. They didn't even need it. They're talking about how this massive death that was going to take place, and thank God it didn't. There was some, and God have mercy on the souls of the people and the families. But the numbers that they were throwing out were astronomical. You know, as this thing was like the plague, you know. But it wasn't. I knew it was all about a game. That's what I think. Well, let me know what you think, and I'll see you on the next video.